Does he need to lay the cards out like I did?
Yes, lay them out the same way. 3 rows of 3. In whatever manner you want to lay them out.
Okay.
You know, in whatever order, I mean. Alrighty. So, unless a person who uses tarot tool cards focuses on the number, you know what I mean? Without the picture, this card makes you focus on the number and the suit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so, it's actually the beauty of it. Pentacles. And it helps to be able to read upside down. All right. So it's the same kind of thing, because this is the suit of wands, but it represents the element of fire. So if you look at wands in a regular tarot deck, every single picture is about the summer. It's about the sun. It's about the element of fire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, and what they do in the tarot cards is they include then the classes of beasts, because the elements are connected to the story of creation. So the wands always have pictures of lions, because they're the beasts. Where this suit has pictures of ox, right? This suit has pictures of air, right? And it's also of eagles. And this is water, okay? It's supposed to be represented by, you know, Triton, mermaids, those kinds of things. So, you know, you have those symbolisms that are in there.
Okay.
It's not really about the zodiacs, it's about the elements, okay? So this still represents your mind and the principle of wisdom. It's that part of you that's making choices, okay? So this is the 25 of the element of light. So it's an expanded tarot deck, because the standard tarot deck only goes to 21. There's only 22 major arcana cards.
Okay.
So this is the major arcana suit. So when he first designed the set, he had 22 major arcana cards because there's 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet. But when you look at numbers, they come in sets of 9. So it makes absolutely no sense that the third set of 9 stops at the number 3. You know what I mean? It's like there's nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we finished the third set of 9. So this is about triumphing in your understanding of eternal truths. Okay, that's what's going on in your mind. It's about triumph or accomplishment, okay? Because when a person triumphs, then they reach the day of peace. They're connected words, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you triumph, you set your weapons down, and now you're resting. Or if you've accomplished something, you set your tools down, and you're still resting. You have peace. So this is what this is about. Your mind is focused on eternal law, and triumphing on it so that your mind can be at rest or at peace. Make sense to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So this is the number 10, okay? And it's represented right here, okay? So, and this is wands. So the balance point for your body, so this suit of pentacles represents the body, okay? Represents the element of earth and the principle of prosperity, about health, abundance, flourishing. So if you think about the suit of pentacles, the image of the pentacle, the pentagram itself represents man on the earth. That's the symbol, okay? So if you think about the deck, every single one of those cards is a flourishing garden, something flourishing on the earth, okay? You see the connection there? So the balance point for your body is about this point right here, which still represents, because this represents the number 0, and this is the number 0. It's about the alignment or the right connection between your mind and your heart. So your body is directly affected by the connection between your mind and your heart. The right connection. That makes sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the trumpet. So it represents the page in the tarot deck. Because the page is the messenger. And a trumpet is the instrument that often messages were delivered. If it was a bugle in the military, he'd be blowing the trumpet to say charge or retreat or go to bed or get up or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Same anciently with the way that it's designed in a tarot suit. He's the town crier. He's the messenger, the page. Blows his trumpet, hear ye, you know. And then he delivers a message. So this represents a new message, a new song, a new set of instructions. So this is the suit of swords, and it represents the element of air and your spirit and the principle of truth. Okay? So this is about, the balance point is about a new set of instructions for your body. A new way for your body to respond, because it's having an impact upon your ability to discern truth. Okay? Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay? So here's the number 8. So as I was explaining, the number 8 is about attaining. Okay? So here, this is about the number 7, triumphing. The very next step after you triumph over something or accomplish something, now you've attained what you set out to accomplish. Okay? So this is about attaining wisdom, because this is the suit of wands, represented by wisdom. Okay? Or attaining balance in the mind. Okay? Because when you have balance in the mind and you're making right choices, because that's about wisdom, you're attaining in your life the things you desire to attain. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And that's having an impact upon your emotions. Because the suit of cups is about water, which is about your emotions and the principle of peace. So that's how that's connected. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh yeah, I forgot one's outside.
So this is the element of light. It's also represented by the 0. So when you think about the number line, the 0 is in the middle. It's the heart of the matter. It represents the middle of eternity. Because when you go down numbers, there is no repeat of 0, no matter which way you go.
Yeah.
0 is only in one spot, right?
True.
The middle of all things. So this represents the heart of you. And it also, in the tarot suit, represents the major arcana card, or suit, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So this is, wait a minute, oh, I know what this is. This is this point right here. It's the connection between the spirit and the body. Okay? So the right connection between the spirit and the body, between truth and prosperity, is the focus of your heart. Your heart is focused on prosperity and truth. That makes sense?
Oh, yeah.
That's the heart of the matter.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. Okay? So it's this point right here, this connection, that your heart's focused on.
Which
The
is
center
funny
of you.
considering that these two connect with each other.
Yes. It's very interesting, right?
Yeah.
So this represents the connection point between mind and body. Okay? So the number 9 is about fulfillment and contentment. Okay, that's what the number 9's about. Okay? So, and in relationship to your body. So the connection point between your mind and your body is that you have this fulfillment and being content in the body. Because if the body's balanced, you have fulfillment and contentment in your life. They're connected. And that's that balance point. Make sense to you?
Yeah.
So between your mind and your emotions, okay, it's about the number 26, okay, which is an 8. But it's the third set of 8. So it's about attaining an understanding of eternal principles, okay? So when you understand eternal principles, it allows you to attain in your life. So these numbers are connected. They're both 8s.
Okay.
Makes sense? And here's another 8. A lot of this is about attaining.
So I like to attain.
Right? Well, you know what I mean? It's like, the whole purpose of triumphing in life is so that we can attain what we need, so that we can have fulfillment and be content in our lives. It's not always about attaining material things.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? It's about attaining what's necessary so that we can have fulfillment in our lives, so we can be content, you know?
Yeah.
So, the connection point between your spirit and your emotions is attaining the truth. So when you think about the suit of swords in tarot cards, they're always representing some kind of a truth. It's the suit that represents truth. Okay? So when you think about the pictures,
Yeah.
each one of them is connected to truth. Like sure truth pierces the heart. 3 of hearts, right? 3 of swords. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The 8 of swords, right? You attain freedom because the truth will set you free. This is the 8 of swords. This is the lady that's wrapped up in bandages, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's tied up. Well, when you attain truth, it sets you free. That's the meaning of the picture. But when you take the picture away, it's easier to see what it's connected to. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the number 2, okay, of the element of light. So this would represent the high priestess in the tarot set. Okay? So it's about being whole in your understanding of yourself. Okay?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So it's represented by those 2 parallel lines. Okay? The number 2 is an interesting number. It's about, you know, there's 2 sides to everything, but it's only one card. You know? When 2 things become so close together, they look like they're one, but they're still 2 things. That's that whole meaning of being whole. Because the opposite of it would be to be divided. So, make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Any thoughts about all that so far?
No, not really yet.
Okay.
Wait till we pull a bit more together here.
Okay. Feel right to you so far?
It seems like so far.
All right. So, your energy is on the present. Okay?
Oh, it's always on the present.
And it's on the present specifically about this. It's about truth and prosperity being rightly connected. About your spirit and your body being rightly connected. That's what it's about. So, you know, that's the present focus of your energy. Make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So in terms of, so the way I read reversed and upright is about, reverse is about energy flowing in. Okay, because it's the negative. So if it's the negative side of a battery, it's about energy coming in. Upright is about that energy going out. You know, so that's how it pertains to, you know, energy flowing in or out. Because, you know, when you look at the way some meanings of tarot cards are, the opposite of the meaning or the upright of the meaning doesn't line up with the meaning of the number. It's like there's conflict in the meaning of the cards. You know, I mean, the card means what the card means. So upside down or right side up just has to do with whether that energy is coming in or going out. So that's the way I look at it.
Okay.
So, you know, I mean, other people can look at it however they want, but that's how I look at it. So I'm the director of the tool,
Yeah.
so that's the way the tool responds. You know what I mean? So, for you, it's the same thing. It's about more energy going out because you feel frustrated. You have too much coming in. You've got an overload of energy coming in.
A lot of times, yeah.
So, that's how this is reading at this point. So let me see here how this all lines up. So the most important elements or suits is pentagrams and the major arcana. So it's about allowing prosperity in and allowing understanding in. Those are the most important elements. But you know, when it's talking about elements in this point, it's about everything that the element represents. Okay? So this element represents the color green, the earth, your body, prosperity. It represents the number 3, which is about being sure, and the number 8, which is about attaining. So here you have the number 8 again. Okay? And then this one is about the element of light. It's about the color purple. It's about the heart of you. It's about understood. And this is about satisfaction and enjoyment. Okay? That's the meaning of the number 0. So those are the meaning of all of those elements. And that's what that's about, bringing all that energy in. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay? So in their positions, it's about these 2 cards. Because these 2 cards are over pentagrams and major arcana. You know? So here it is, your mind and your heart being rightly aligned, and your body and your spirit being rightly aligned. That's the energy of those 2 elements, if you want to focus on it specifically, you know what I mean? Okay. So then, looking at the sum total of all that, it's about the number 5, being centered. Okay? So being centered has to do with being connected to the voice of truth. Okay? And it's about prosperity and understood. So, because life is understood in the heart. You know, so the element of life, when we're receiving the element of life or giving it, it's always about understanding. We always feel connected to people when we feel understood or we understand them. You know, that's the only way we get the element of life. Because we're in a room with people and we don't feel like anybody notices us or understands us, or they're in opposition to us. There's no understanding going on. Yeah. We're not getting fed with the element of life. We might as well be alone. You know, and the opposite of the element of life is solitary confinement, which is, you know, a form of torture. Drives people crazy. Well, you know? So that's, you know, this idea of that. So the 5 of, so I use this as a chart. The 5 of the major arcana card is in this quadrant. Okay? So this is about your body. And the 5 of pentagrams, see the green? Is actually in the quadrant of cups, which is about your emotions. So this is how this reads, basically. Because the inside of you is being centered. The focus of it is about being centered on prosperity and being understood. The impact of that is on your body and your emotions. So that's what's going on the inside. Okay? That makes sense?
Yeah.
So then, I'm lining all these up where they go. You know, the 8 of Swords, so on and so forth. No, I guess they go together. Who knew? That is in its right spot. So, the most important quadrant is this right here. This is the energy you're putting out into the world. This suit. So it's like what you're putting out into the world for people to pick up on is everything that that suit represents. Okay, which we were already talking about that. It's the color green, it's about the earth, your body, about prosperity. It's about you being sure and you attaining. That's what people are picking up. So it's interesting, your hairs are green right now. Because that's what you're putting out into the world, you know, so to speak.
Green
I don't know
eyes
why
right
it's
here.
green. Oh, there you go, right? So the most important line is this one. This one has 3 points. All right here on this line, okay? So it represents the number 8 and the number 9 between your mind and your spirit, okay? So it's about attaining and having fulfillment. Well, actually, it's the 0. What am I talking about? It's about attaining and 0, you know, representing understood, understanding in the heart, okay? So if you look at that pathway, it's about attaining wisdom. It's about attaining truth and the right connection between your spirit and your body. That's that energy that's flowing through you. And then it goes through the heart of you. The focus being triumphing and attaining and understanding of eternal things. So then that becomes the story of what's going on with you.
All right.
Make sense?
Actually, yeah, makes a lot of sense.
So it really has nothing to do with bad luck.
No.
You know what I mean? Because energy tools only read the now. That's all they read. They read the energy that you're putting out.
Oh, yeah.
You know? I mean, your energy can be on the past, present, or future. But that's how they work.
Pretty interesting. Never
Yeah.
had that done before.
It is interesting, right? So then it makes a shift in your energy. So that you can
Yeah, think about what.
step and step into the next room, so to speak, you know.
Yeah.
Take the next step or whatever that is, you know. I mean, the beauty of the tool is I can see the principles that are governing a person, but what's going on for them privately, they don't have to reveal. You know, they make the connection in their own life, because you know your life, I don't know your life,
Yeah.
you know. But even though we're strangers, really, the tool still brings up the most important thing. It always does.
It says that chop your leg off.
Sure.
So, how did you like that different now that it's a tarot deck in terms of not seeing the pictures?
It's still easier, I think, to understand.
Actually,
for
it makes
me.
more sense without the pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Because
it's way less
I've seen
intimidating.
it done with the pictures, and it's more intimidating with the pictures.
Yes,
Yeah.
because you're worried about what the picture means.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you got to.
and then I'm not, because I've done that, and you know, and I'm not focused necessarily on what the person's trying to tell me
Yeah.
that the card actually means, because all I'm seeing is it says death.
Right.